Netflix's The Sea Beast is incredible, but the longer you watch it, the harder it becomes to shake the feeling that you've seen this story before. A monster with cat-like eyes that melts your heart. A hunter who realizes hunting is wrong. A kid who changes everything. A grumpy captain who refuses to let go. This is The Sea Beast and How to Train Your Dragon living in the same body. And here are 15 reasons that's impossible to deny. Number 1, red and toothless.
Oh, give me a cuddle, Grumpy!
Quick question, who is your the best dragon? If you choose red, drop a red heart in the comments. If you choose toothless, like and subscribe. Now, let's start with the most obvious one. Red and toothless are essentially the same creature wearing different outfits. The moment you get a close-up of Red's face, those wide, cat-like green eyes, that unexpectedly soft expression, the comparison writes itself. These are both massive, terrifying monsters that somehow look completely harmless the second you actually look at them. Take a human who was raised to hunt them and completely dismantle everything that Hunter believed, not through force, just by existing and being impossible to hate up close. The most unlikely characters in both films turn out to be the actual heroes. Number 2, hunters who change everything. Both of these films are fundamentally the same story at their core. What happens when the people who built their entire identity around hunting something finally stop and actually look at what they've been chasing? The Sea Beast and How to Train Your Dragon both follow hunters who walk away from everything they were trained to do after getting too close to their prey. Their jobs change, their worldview changes, and the world around them is never the same afterward. That parallel isn't subtle. It's basically the entire movie in both cases.
No more monster hunting!
3. Monsters as pets. Hiccup plays fetch with Toothless. Maisie adopts Blue, a wild little sea creature she has absolutely no business keeping. Both films take the human and monster dynamic and quietly turn it into something that looks a lot like a person and their pet. The power imbalance is hilarious when you think about it. These are apex predators, and both of them end up doing things that are frankly adorable for creatures their size.
Astrid, Toothless. Toothless, Astrid.
Number 4, Maisie and Hiccup. These two could genuinely be the same character from different universes. Both come from families of hunters. Both start the film ready to follow in their family's footsteps. Both hit a wall when they actually encounter the creatures they were supposed to fear, and realize the family business is built on something they can no longer defend. And crucially, both of them are willing to stand alone against everyone around them once they've made up their minds. That specific brand of stubborn, inconvenient moral courage is what drives both stories forward.
Look at this face!
Number 5, Jacob and Hiccup. Here's a comparison that's slightly less obvious. Hiccup has a lot in common with Maisie, but he also mirrors Jacob from the Sea Beast in a different way. Both Jacob and Hiccup genuinely believe that killing the beast is the path to becoming a hero. It's not just a job for either of them. It's the entire framework through which they define a meaningful life, and both of them have to completely dismantle that belief system. Not because someone told them to, but because they got too close to something they were supposed to destroy and couldn't go through with it. The beast doesn't just change their career, it changes their entire identity.
No more monster hunting!
Number 6, The Scene. Nobody wants to watch. Both films have a moment that hits harder than it should, and it's the same type of moment in each one. Toothless tied up, Red caught and bound in ropes by the sailors. Two massive creatures who have done nothing but show kindness to the humans, willing to get close to them, suddenly helpless and trapped. It's uncomfortable to watch in both films for exactly the same reason. By the time these scenes happen, you're already attached, and seeing something that big and powerful reduced to that state by people who don't understand what they're looking at genuinely stings. Number 7, Stoic and Captain Crow. Both films need a figure who represents the old way of thinking at its most stubborn, and both films deliver. Stoic the Vast and Captain Crow fill the exact same role. Respected, feared, completely committed to the idea that these creatures are enemies and always will be. They even use the same language. Both refer to the beasts as devils, which tells you everything about how deep that hatred runs, and neither of them finds it easy to change. That's what makes them compelling rather than just antagonistic.
They killed hundreds of us!
And we've killed thousands of them!
Number 8. The Monster Hunting Manual. Both worlds have a text that hunters use to understand their prey. How to Train Your Dragon has the Dragon Manual, a book that documents every known species and how dangerous they are. The Sea Beast has Tales of Captain Crow, the definitive guide to sea beasts and the man who built his life hunting them. In both cases, the book represents the official version of the truth, and in both cases, the main characters eventually realize the official version missed something important.
Our books, our history is a lie.
Number 9. Humans versus beasts. The opening statement. Early in both films, before any character development has happened, both stories show us the same thing. What it looks like when these creatures and humans are purely enemies. Beasts attacking hunters. Hunters fighting back. Pure conflict with no nuance. It's the baseline both films establish so that the shift, when it comes, lands as hard as it does. You have to see what it looks like before you understand why it has to change.
I think it's
Decided
time
I
you
don't
learn
want
to fight dragons.
Number 10. The opening shot. Before a single character is introduced in either film, both open on the same image. A wild ocean at night, crashing waves, dark sky, the chaos of open water before anything is explained. The sea beast lives in the sea. How to Train Your Dragon lives in the sky. But both films use the same visual language to announce themselves. They're stories about the wild unknown, and both start by putting you right in the middle of it. Number 11. More Than One Beast. Neither film makes the mistake of giving you just one creature to care about. Both The Sea Beast and How to Train Your Dragon have entire ecosystems of monsters. The Dragon Manual catalogs dozens of species. The hunters on The Inevitable run into multiple different sea creatures throughout their journey. Both films treat their monsters as a whole world rather than a single plot device, which makes the message land harder. It's not about one exception. It's about everything they got wrong. Number 12. Vikings and Sailors. Vikings and sailors are different things, but watch them side by side and the distinction starts to feel pretty thin. Both groups are defined by the same thing, a shared hatred of monsters that's been passed down through generations until it stopped being a choice and became just the way things are. Both groups work, travel, and hunt together. Both are loyal to their leaders above almost everything else. Same cloth, different hats. Number 13. Sea monsters. In both worlds. Here's one most people don't know. How to Train Your Dragon isn't just a sky dragon story. The sea dragon, officially called the Sea Dragonus Giganticus Maximus, exists in the How to Train Your Dragon universe and appears in the book series long before the films acknowledge it. It's massive, it lives in the ocean, and it looks remarkably similar to the creatures inhabiting the Sea Beast's world. Two animated franchises, both with sea monsters, both treating them as the most dangerous things in existence, until someone gets close enough to find out that's not the full story. Number 14. Hunters Off Duty. Both films take a moment to show us the hunters when they're not hunting. The Longhouse in Burke, the below-deck hangout spaces on The Inevitable. Both are places where these incredibly intense, battle-hardened people just relax, talk, exist as humans rather than warriors. It's a small detail, but it does something important. It makes them real enough that their eventual change of heart actually means something. Number 15. The Same World with One Impossible Thing in It. At their foundation, both of these films are period pieces, grounded, historical enough to feel real. How to Train Your Dragon is a Viking story, just with dragons. The Sea Beast is a seafaring age adventure, just with sea monsters. Both films take a world that mostly follows real rules and add exactly one impossible element. Then they ask the same question: what if the impossible thing was never actually the enemy? 15 comparisons, 2 films, 1 story told twice, and somehow both versions are worth watching. Drop in the comments which similarity surprised you most, and whether you think The Sea Beast was inspired by How to Train Your Dragon, or if this is just 2 great creative teams arriving at the same truth from different directions. Subscribe for more comparisons like this, and see you in the next one.